Welcome to part one of a three-part video series on how to become a course provider for the Texas Virtual School Network. This video series focuses on the process and other basic information on how to become a course provider and what expectations we have of our course providers for TxVSN. To begin, I would like to give some brief background information about the TxVSN. The Texas Virtual School Network operates under the Texas Education Code Chapter 30A. This code defines eligible students, eligible providers, operational rules for the network, and defines a course. Our model is unique in that we serve as a clearinghouse for courses. We match course providers with eligible receivers who have students with an academic need. Our administering authority is the Texas Education Agency. We do have an advisory council in place that provides practical advice on the implementation of this project, and we also have an independent evaluator, ICF International Wexford Institute. The TxVSN consists of a partnership between Harris County Department of Education and Region 10 Education Service Center. Harris County Department of Ed and Region 10 are tasked with operating the network, as well as reviewing any online course that is included in our catalog, which includes high school courses as well as dual credit courses. The list on the right of this slide is our list of approved professional development providers. All of our high school instructors must successfully complete one of these programs in order to teach a course offered in the TxVSN catalog. TxVSN is unique in that instead of a standalone state virtual school, we instead are charged with matching course providers who already have online courses with districts and schools with students with that academic need. Here you can see a list of some of our current high school providers and our dual credit providers. Our receivers are also districts, open enrollment charter schools across the state of Texas who have students who may not have opportunities to take certain courses that we can offer through our network. What qualifies as an electronic course? When courses are submitted by a provider to be included in the catalog, it must meet all of the following criteria to qualify as an electronic or online course. The first criteria is delivery. All instruction in our TxVSN courses must be delivered over the internet. For location, the student and teacher are in different locations. In other words, the instructor and student don't need to be in the same room for instruction to occur. The online instructional activities must take place in an online environment. Assignments must be submitted electronically, interaction in an online format, lecture and content delivery also must be online as well. And those are just some of the things that criteria that make the online activities online. Communication. Instructors are required to be present within the course and promote a sense of community within it. Interaction is an integral part of all TxVSN courses. And last but not least, all of the required activities must be able to be successfully completed from the student's home. We cannot require them to be located on the physical premises of a school, even for science labs. So all of these criteria must be met in order for a course to qualify to be reviewed and included in the TxVSN catalog. Now that we've defined what types of courses qualify for TxVSN, let us now go into who qualifies to be a TxVSN provider. Going back to our education code, provider districts are defined as academically acceptable or higher school districts, recognized or higher open enrollment charter schools, public or private institutions of higher education, or education service centers. Any of these are eligible to become providers for TxVSN. Before applying to become a provider, it is recommended that potential providers read through the TxVSN Policies and Procedures Manual, the TxVSN Provider Agreement, and the course review information. All of this information can be found on our website at www.txvsn.org. Information specifically for providers can be found under the Schools and Districts tab on the website menu bar. Okay, to wrap up Part 1, we have discussed the basics of TxVSN, what types of courses we are looking for, and who qualifies to become a provider. There are a few more things I would like to address before ending Part 1. Some other things to consider before we close as a provider is that all of your teachers must be Texas certified in their specific content area. So please keep that in mind when you start submitting courses. They must also have completed successfully one of the TxVSN approved professional development courses from the list shown earlier in this video. It is important to have a realistic idea of how many students you would like to serve once your course is in the catalog, and how many seats and sections you would like to provide. When you are ready to start submitting courses for review, once you've been approved to become a provider, you will be required to submit documents with the following information. And this will be addressed in Part 3 of this video series. But just to give you a basic idea, some of the forms that you will be required to submit are the course submission form, which includes the general information about your course. All courses submitted must have a current and accurate PEIMS number in order to qualify to be reviewed. We will also need an access form with a working URL and logins for our course reviewers to use to review your course. A TEKS correlation document, which is further explained in Part 3 of this video series. We do check all of our courses for 100% alignment to the TEKS specific to that course. A completed course questionnaire to give us some behind-the-scenes information about your course, and the course syllabus. All courses must have some type of syllabus submitted. If you submit an AP course, we will need a copy of the current College Board approval letter. And if you submit a science course, we will need a completed science field and laboratory investigations form. This gives us evidence that you have included the 40% hands-on lab requirement for all Texas science courses. This is normally where I would ask for general questions in this portion of the presentation. However, since this is a recording, I am providing you with our contact information. For general TxVSN questions, please contact Central Operations either by phone or email listed here. For questions regarding course review and approval, please contact course review at this information. Before ending Part 1, there is one more issue I would like to address: funding. We oftentimes are asked if there is funding for providers, and if there is, how does it work? Yes, there is currently state funding for our providers to help cover teacher compensation and administrative costs for our provider districts. However, there are some stipulations to receiving this funding, and these guidelines can be found on our website. Thank you for watching Part 1. Becoming a TxVSN Provider. Please continue to Part 2 for more information on how to apply to become a provider.